Have you ever noticed that if you promise to help a friend move to a new apartment, you will show up at 8 a.m. sharp?
Oh, absolutely. Like, without question.
Right. You'll stand in the freezing cold, you'll carry heavy boxes up 3 flights of stairs, and you'll do it all without a single complaint.
Yeah, you just do the work.
What? If you promise to study English for yourself at 8 a.m.
Oh, you hit the snooze button 5 times.
Yeah, exactly. You hit snooze and just stay in bed.
It is such a universal and honestly frustrating struggle.
It really is.
We will practically exhaust ourselves to help a colleague or a friend at dawn. But the second we tell ourselves to exercise, read a book, or practice a language, our brain just says, well, nope, let's stay under the warm blankets.
The blankets are too nice.
Yeah, right. And today on The Deep Dive, we are figuring out exactly why that happens.
Welcome to The Deep Dive, everyone. If you are listening today to practice your English, you are in the exact right place.
We are so glad you're here with us.
We've tailored this exploration specifically, with a story-based English learning approach in mind. We are aiming for that really clear, conversational B1 to B2 level.
And we have one golden rule for you as you listen today. Dictionary fights are permanently banned.
Banned. Throw the dictionaries out.
Seriously, if you miss a word or a phrase today, do not stress about it. Just let the English wash over you like background music, follow the story, focus on the overall meaning, and just enjoy the conversation.
I love that rule. So we're pulling our insights today from a fascinating text. It's called Rebuilding Self-Trust: Why We Stop Ghosting Our Own Goals.
Such a good title.
Right. And we're pairing that with a video analysis titled The Architecture of Self-Trust.
Both really incredible sources.
Yeah, they are. So our mission today is to investigate this mystery. Why are we absolutely terrified of disappointing other people, but totally comfortable ignoring our own personal goals?
We're going to look at how this habit quietly destroys our confidence behind the scenes. And most importantly, we will walk through a step-by-step process to rebuild that confidence from the ground up.
So before we unpack the psychology here, I want you, our listener, to think about something right now. What is one promise you made to yourself recently that you didn't keep?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
It is. Maybe it was a promise to save a certain amount of money this month. Or, maybe you promised to practice speaking English for 10 minutes yesterday.
I think we all have one of those hovering in our minds.
Definitely. Keep that broken promise in your mind as we go through this deep dive. Let's get right into it. Why is it so incredibly easy to treat our own personal goals like they just, don't matter?
It really comes down to the stark difference between external accountability and internal accountability.
Okay, let's break that down for our learners.
Sure. Let's look at external accountability first. So external means outside of you. When you make a promise to a friend or family member or a boss, you are creating social stakes.
Right. There are consequences.
Exactly. You force yourself to wake up and move those heavy boxes because you are terrified of looking unreliable. You don't want to be the person who disappoints the group.
Because if I don't show up to help my friend move, my friend is stuck with a couch on the sidewalk.
And they are going to be really angry with you.
They will be. The social consequence is immediate, and it's uncomfortable. But here's where I want to push back on how we process this.
Okay, go for it.
When we talk about internal accountability promises we make only to ourselves, ignoring those promises feels like a victimless crime.
A victimless crime. That's a really interesting way to put it.
Yeah, like if I skip my vocabulary practice, no one is crying, my boss isn't firing me.
Right, nobody even knows you skipped it.
Exactly. But we are smart people. We know it's not actually a victimless crime. We know these goals matter for our future. So why does our brain fall for that illusion so easily?
Because the human brain is heavily biased toward immediate short-term feedback.
Rather than long-term logic.
Precisely. Your personal goal of getting a promotion or becoming fluent in a language or getting fit, those are long-term goals. The payoff is months or years away.
It's too far in the future for the brain to care about right now.
Yes. When the alarm goes off at 8 a.m., your primitive brain looks around the room, sees no immediate social danger, sees no angry friend waiting for you, and chooses the instant comfort of sleep.
It just wants to conserve energy.
It only cares about conserving energy right now. The primitive brain couldn't care less about your vocabulary test next month.
So the immediate comfort tricks us into thinking no one gets hurt. But the truth from our sources today is that there is a victim when we hit the snooze button on our lives.
And the victim is you.
Yeah. The victim is our own internal confidence.
And specifically, a concept called self-trust.
Let's focus on that for a second.
Self-trust is the psychological foundation of your relationship with yourself. It simply means believing that when you say you are going to do something, you will actually do it.
It's the core belief that your words have weight.
Yes. It's almost like my brain or your brain is keeping a secret running tally of our behavior in the background.
Oh, wow. A tally, like a scorecard.
It absolutely is keeping a scorecard. Every time you casually tell yourself, I'm going to start studying tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes and you watch TV instead.
The brain takes a note.
It registers that lie. You are actively teaching your brain that your words mean nothing.
Which explains that terrible cycle of doubt we all fall into.
Oh, the doubt cycle is brutal.
It is. Have you ever, sat down on a Sunday night feeling super motivated and you start writing a schedule for the week?
Oh, I've done this so many times. Highlighters and everything.
Yes, the highlighters. But before you even finish writing Monday's plan, a little voice in your head goes, why are we even bothering with this? We both know we're going to quit by Wednesday.
You lose the battle before you even start.
Because your brain has learned from past experience that you won't follow through.
That is the exact sound of zero self-trust.
Yeah.
Your brain is trying to protect you from the disappointment of failing again, so it encourages you to just give up immediately.
The way I think about it, and tell me if this analogy tracks with the research trying to have confidence without self-trust, is like printing $1 million in counterfeit currency.
Oh, fake money. I like this.
Right. You can stack all that fake money up. It looks amazing on the table. And you can tell everyone around you that you are rich and you're going to achieve all these big things.
You can act really confident.
But the second you try to actually spend it, the moment things get difficult and you need real discipline, the whole illusion crashes. There's no real value backing it up.
That's a terrifyingly accurate metaphor. Without the gold standard of self-trust backing it up, the counterfeit confidence always crashes.
It always does.
And the real tragedy is how we usually try to fix the situation when it does crash.
Oh, the guilt panic. I am so guilty of this.
We all are.
When we realize we've been slacking off and that fake confidence crashes, our first instinct is almost always to try and fix it with a massive, dramatic promise.
Yep. We go to extremes.
We say, okay, I messed up this whole month, but starting tomorrow, I am going to study English for 3 hours every single day. I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. and I'm going to run 10 miles.
We do that because guilt is a very uncomfortable emotion, and we're trying to quickly escape it.
It's like a Band-Aid.
Exactly. We trick ourselves into thinking that making a giant heroic promise will instantly make us feel capable and trustworthy again.
But it's a complete trap.
A total trap. This 0 to 100 approach practically guarantees failure.
Why is it guaranteed to fail?
Because you cannot go from doing 0 minutes of focused study to 3 hours of focused study overnight. Your brain will completely reject that massive sudden change.
It's just too much shock to the system.
Right. And when you inevitably fail to keep that massive promise on Tuesday, your self-trust drops even lower than it was before.
You just printed more fake money.
Precisely. You just made the problem worse.
So if the massive dramatic promise is a trap that makes things worse, how do we actually build real currency? How do we start rebuilding this relationship with ourselves?
By doing the exact opposite. You have to make a major mindset shift.
Okay, what's the shift?
To rebuild self-trust, you have to start making promises to yourself that are so ridiculously small, they are impossible to fail.
Impossible to fail. Give me an example. Because I have tried setting what I thought were small goals, like reading 1 chapter of an English book a day, and I still ended up failing that after a week.
A chapter is way too big when your self-trust is broken.
Really? A chapter's too big.
Way too big. We are talking extremely small, microscopic. Instead of promising to write a full page in your English journal, promise yourself you will write 1 single sentence.
1 sentence, that's it?
That's it, 1 sentence. If you tell yourself you're going to rest for 10 minutes, actually sit down, close your laptop, and rest for 10 minutes. If you want to start exercising, promise to just put on your shoes and walk to the end of the street and back.
I hear that, but honestly, writing 1 single sentence feels almost silly.
It does feel silly at first.
Yeah, it feels like it won't actually move me closer to my big goal of becoming fluent. It feels too easy.
It's supposed to feel easy. At this stage, it is not about the volume of the work. It is entirely about securing a psychological victory.
A psychological victory.
Right. When you carry through on a tiny, simple promise, you are sending a vital, positive message to your brain. You are proving, through action, that you are dependable.
Which is actually a great transition for us to slow down and do a word tour.
I love the word tour. Let's do it.
So we have 3 target words and phrases today to lock in. Let's start with the one you just used, dependable.
So dependable is an adjective. It means being reliable and consistent. A dependable person is someone who does exactly what they say they will do.
Like showing up at 8 a.m. to help move boxes?
Exactly. We are often very dependable for others, but in this context, we need to become dependable for ourselves.
Perfect. Okay, let's look at the next phrase for our word tour. We used this a bit earlier. Let someone down.
This is a great idiom to know. To let someone down means to disappoint someone by failing to do what you promised.
Like, we will exhaust ourselves helping a friend so we don't let them down, but we easily let ourselves down.
Exactly. We avoid letting others down at all costs.
Right. And our final word for the word tour is the big theme of today, self-trust.
Self-trust is a noun. As we discussed, it's the psychological foundation of believing you will follow through on your own words. It's having confidence in your own promises.
Awesome. Dependable, let someone down, and self-trust. Try to notice these concepts as we keep going and use them in your own journaling this week.
Going back to that tiny psychological victory, every time you write that single sentence, your brain takes a new note.
It updates the scorecard.
Yes. It says, oh, look at that. We said we were going to do something and we actually did it. Over time, those tiny victories stack up. You start to change your identity.
You start to send the internal message like, I listen to me, I matter too.
I matter too. That's the core of it.
I love the warmth of that idea. It feels very forgiving. But I'm going to push back on this again, just practically speaking.
I welcome the pushback.
Because telling myself I matter is a beautiful sentiment. But how do I actually enforce that?
What do you mean?
Well, because on a rainy Tuesday evening, when I'm exhausted from a long day at work, and my incredibly comfortable couch is calling my name.
Oh, the couch is always calling.
It is. Simply thinking I matter usually isn't a strong enough defense to make me open an English textbook.
That is the reality of human nature. And it's why internal feelings of self-worth aren't always enough to carry you through the difficult moments.
Right. Feelings change.
You have to externalize that feeling. You have to take that warmth and turn it into strict boundaries. You have to start treating your personal goals like appointments with your boss.
Okay, walk me through that.
Yeah.
Because I definitely treat my boss very differently than I treat myself on a rainy Tuesday.
Let's think about your typical work week. If you have an important, non-negotiable meeting scheduled with your manager at 2:00 VRM, what are you doing at 1:05 p.m.?
I'm getting my notes ready, I'm checking my microphone if it's an online meeting, and I'm showing up.
Right.
I don't just sit on the sofa and say, you know what, I'm not really feeling motivated today. The vibe just isn't right. I think I'll skip it.
You would never do that because you would be fired.
I would definitely be fired.
You go to the meeting because it is on the calendar, and you respect the professional relationship you have with the person waiting for you.
Even if I'm tired.
Even if you are exhausted, you need to apply that exact same strict professional respect to your own life. If you schedule 15 minutes of English practice at 6:00 p.m., you show up at 6:00 p.m.
You don't negotiate with yourself.
No.
You don't wait around for a magical wave of motivation to strike.
No negotiations. You treat yourself like a highly respected VIP client. If you called a VIP client and said, I'm not coming to our meeting because my couch is comfortable, you would lose the client.
Immediately.
Yet we do this to ourselves every single day.
We fire ourselves constantly.
We really do.
If we circle back to that 8:40 a.m. scenario from the very beginning of our deep dive, waking up in the cold to help a friend move boxes because we're loyal to them, this boss analogy changes everything.
How so?
If I start treating my own calendar like non-negotiable professional appointments, then my 8:40 a.m. personal study session becomes just as concrete as helping my friend move.
Yes.
I stop treating my own time as a mere suggestion.
And when you start treating your calendar that way, you achieve the ultimate cure for ghosting your own goals. You finally learn what it actually means to show up for yourself.
Showing up for yourself.
Right.
We see that phrase constantly on social media and in self-help articles.
It's everywhere.
But stripped of all the inspirational music, what does it actually look like in reality? It sounds like it just means doing the boring work.
It absolutely means doing the boring work. The unglamorous side of self-trust is that it requires doing the small, repetitive tasks, even when it is hard.
Even when no one is watching.
Especially then, It means doing the work when no one is cheering for you in the comments section. You stop waiting for someone to rescue you or hold your hand.
You just do it.
You just do the work because, deep down, you deserve the beautiful result that comes at the end.
It's incredibly empowering because it shifts all the control back to you.
Yes, exactly.
You aren't a victim of your own laziness or a lack of motivation anymore. You are just a person who is practicing how to be dependable, one tiny promise at a time.
That's the perfect way to look at it. Motivation is just a feeling, and feelings change constantly. Self-trust is a system.
A system. I like that.
And systems carry you through when the feelings fade.
So we have covered a massive amount of ground today.
We really have.
We've talked about the illusion of the victimless crime, the danger of printing fake confidence with massive promises, and the absolute necessity of treating yourself like a VIP.
So many good tools.
Let's synthesize all of this for you, the listener. What is the big takeaway? It really comes down to this. Your future depends entirely on the promises you keep to yourself today. You already know how to be a wonderful, dependable friend. You do it for everyone else in your life. Your boss relies on you. Your family leans on you. Now, it is simply time to take that exact same fierce loyalty and become a dependable friend to yourself.
And we want to leave you with a very clear call to action today. We want you to practice this right now. Pick just one tiny promise.
A micro promise.
Yes. Do not pick a big one. Maybe promise yourself you will write one sentence in English. Maybe promise yourself you will drink a glass of water right now. Pick one tiny microscopic promise and do not break it.
Treat it like a meeting with the CEO.
Treat it with the exact same respect as a 2.0 p.m. meeting with your manager.
I know you can do it. And I just want to point out, by listening to this deep dive today, you didn't waste your time. You invested it in yourself.
That is a huge step.
You showed up for yourself just by being here, engaging with this material, and practicing your English comprehension. Now, before we go, we want to leave you with a final provocative thought.
Something for you to mull over as you go about the rest of your day.
Think about this. You would probably reconsider a friendship with someone who constantly broke their promises to you.
Definitely.
If someone always let you down and ghosted you every time you needed them, you would eventually set a firm boundary. You would stop trusting them.
You'd walk away from that friend.
Right. So, at what point do you draw that exact same boundary and refuse to accept that behavior from yourself?
When do you finally decide that your 8.0 a.m. study session is just as important as carrying someone else's boxes up the stairs?
Keep that thought with you. We hope this exploration has given you some powerful new tools to rebuild your self-trust, and maybe a few helpful English phrases along the way.
Keep practicing and keep making those impossibly small promises.
And we will catch you on the next deep dive.